Alright, so here we are, round 1, Blood City Brawl team tournament. Here is my partner, Gabriel. We are playing Josh and Christian. We drew them on table 4. Looks like they're playing some Imperial Guard, and of course Christian playing his Orcs. The mission is we have Dawn of War deployment. We have victory points as the primary, and objectives as the secondary. We have one hiding there, one over there, one over there, and one over there, thanks to Pat from the 11th Company. We have deployed here. Gabriel's running. We're running a Super Bowl 30 theme, so it's Steelers versus Cowboys. So playing for the Steelers, we have 3 long fang squads. One here. We have let Josh finish. We got one Grey Hunter squad here holding an objective. One Grey Hunter squad here. They've got Melt the Gun, Pyro Fist, Combi Meltas. 2 more long fang squads here. One more here to snag the objective. I will get back to you after first run. We have first turn, but they might seize. Okay, so our first turn, guys, go ahead and feel free to keep on playing, that's fine. Basically, this Annihilation Barge came up here and took out that Chimera. I came in here, I thought I could get side on the Battle Wagon and miss. I threw some shots into the Ludus back there and killed one. Gabriel peppered that squad up there with some missiles and killed a few. He peppered the Ludus that were back here. They broke and ran. And Gabe killed some Orcs in that mass of multiple Orcs that are over there. Moving on to their turn 1.
We still have 2 hours.
Alright, so at the end of their turn 1, Christian came Dukes of Hazzard style, honked the horn, and slammed into my Annihilation Barge and killed it with the Death Roller. They did knock off a long fang over here. A couple of Race took some shots, but that's pretty much their turn 1. We're moving on to our turn 2. Alright, so at the end of our second turn, all 3 of my Night Size came in. We basically took out that last Brutus squad. Gabe peppered some Orcs. We took out the Battle Wagon that was over here, and the cover-saving weird boar that was in there with it. We peppered some wounds all around here. The Race made it into combat with the squad that's over there holding the objective. Moving on to their second turn. Alright, so at the end of their second turn, Lucky Missile took out my Annihilation Barge over there. Christian did some shooting out here, took out a Marine or 2 here, took out a Marine or 2 there. And Josh pulled everything into that combat over there and did manage to kill one Wraith. One of his squads did break. They're still on the board, but they're at the very, very edge. Moving on to so the end of our third turn, we kind of softened up some Orcs, but there's still a lot of them. Gabe missiled off a few over there. I challenged out a Commissar over there, and we were whittling that squad little by little. Moving on to their third turn. Alright, so at the end of their third turn, Josh is slowly but surely whittling down that Race squad with challenges and everything else. It's getting crazy. We're moving on to our fourth turn. Okay, so for our turn 4, Gabe kind of softened up that squad over there with some missiles. I kind of shot up some squads over there, took the squad off the scoring objective. Gabe secured the objective here. He still has the objective scoring here, although as you can see, Christian's moving in to say hello. Gabe came in to help me out in charge. We beat down some guardsmen, moving into their turn 4. Okay, so Christian's turn, he charged in, contested this objective, took out some Marines. We finally won the combat over there. Gabe is holding the objective. We're moving on to turn 5. Okay, so we finished this one up. Gabe ended up pinning out and coming out of the combat, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 objectives. We got to count up kill points too, because I think the kill points are the primary, so we got to figure that one out. But good game, guys. Thanks a lot. All right, so Gabe and I made it to table 2. Round 2, we were playing David and one of my favorite people in the world, Tyler. Tyler brought his Tau with some Forge World. We are at Vanguard deployment with 5 objectives, night fighting, and Gabe and I have first turn. They've chosen not to seize. We haven't done anything yet, but Gabriel has positioned some long fang squads up in the ruins. He's got a Marine squad down there holding an objective, Marine squad over there hoping to shoot for an objective. He's ducked behind my Race and my Annihilation Barges. And we have a long fang squad over there. On the opposite side, we've got Fire Warriors behind the defense line, 4 Fire Warriors, broadsides, and a whole ton of pikes back there. Looking forward to this. It's going to be a good game. Moving on to turn 1. Alright, so for our turn 1, we kind of had night fighting. Gabriel and I basically kind of softened up this squad with some missiles and some fire from the Annihilation Barges. Gabe moved a little bit closer to those ruins because that thing right there is an objective, so we're going to try to shoot for that, and his squad moved up here. That was about it. Moving on to turn. Okay, so Tyler and Dave had a pretty devastating first turn. The race squad and the Lord are completely evaporated. Them Knights with all this plasma was just too brutal to put up with. They also knocked off a hull point here and killed a couple of long fangs over there. Moving on to our turn 2. Okay, so our second turn, we fired every gun in the army that could. We did whittle the Knight Squad down to...
Tesla!
Well, we got the Knight Squad down to 3. I think it's the Knight Squad down to 3. The Command Squad's still in the back. I did put a pen on the Dark Shroud. It can't move or shoot this turn, so that does actually help us. And I think we fillered off a couple of fire warriors. Nothing really big, but it was every gun in the army on them. Moving on to their second turn. Okay, so their second turn, the remainder of the Knights and the Command Squad came in and helped blow up one Annihilation barge. Gabe's squad turned and broke, but they're going to turn around and shoot back. Tyler brought in some Kroot over here and took out some of the Long Fangs, and the Devilfish came on but did no damage. We're moving on to our third turn. Okay, so the end of our third turn, basically... We fired a couple of shots in here. I think we killed one, maybe. We didn't do an awful lot of damage. The Dark Shroud is dead. I think we killed a handful of fire warriors over here and one of the drones off of his HQ. Gabe failed to charge over there, but did put a hull point on the Devilfish. Gabe came in and beat face on the Kroot, and they are now gone. Moving on to their third turn. So end of their third turn, they finally cleared out the Long Fang squad that was here and the Annihilation barge. They killed out the other Annihilation barge that was over here. Slowly but surely they are whittling us down. Oh, and they took out a Night Scythe. My guys are waiting in reserve. Moving on to our fourth turn. Looking by the time, it might be our last one. Okay, so our fourth turn, Gabriel finally cleaned up that Black Knight squad. That was a big win for us. He secured that objective over here, secured the objective over here, moved up over here, but these guys are still here. My warriors that came on kind of put a couple of wounds on his character. I dropped, just for shits and giggles, I basically dropped some warriors over there to try to put some wounds on crisis suits. It failed, but it was fun.
These guys are going to run and scream to that objective.
And Gabe's shooting for the objective in the center. Moving on to their... Okay, so bottom of 4, they came in and took out my little warrior squad. He ended up putting a wound on himself for overheating. Tyler jumped his guys over to try to grab the objective that's hiding in there. Crisis Suit did some damage over to that squad over there, but we're going on to the... Well, it's going to be 5 and final. No one's holding that one, no one's holding that one. Tyler's got 1, we've got 2 at the moment, so last turn's going to determine the game. Alright, so our 5th turn, we did it real quick. Gabe cleared out the Crisis Suit squad, so we're secure here and here, I hope. Gabriel charged in, he's got that 1 objective, so at the moment we are at 3. I've got 1 squad over here that was supposed to have it. Technically we have 4 out of the 5 at the moment. Tyler's going to come in and shoot those up. So we might be looking at a tie going to secondaries. Who knows? Let's see how it goes. Hey, real quick for our 6th. Gabe secured the objective over there. We pulled down the warriors to double secure that objective.
I killed the warlord.
Here.
I killed the warlord.
Gabe killed the warlord here by dumping missiles into his special character. But they have 1, 2. We have 1, 2. We've got their last turn, and I think we're done after this. Pulling up on their turn 6. So I want to finish up with that last game between Tyler and David. First of all, outstanding game. Totally enjoyed it from beginning to end. Whether we won, lost, or drew, it was an experience. It really was. It was a lot of fun. We ended up drawing on primary. We held 2, they held 2. It came down to 16 to 11 victory points to give them the victory. So moving on to round 3. No night fight. Alright, so we're playing Ron and Sarah. Sarah, two of my favorite people to play against. It's Necrons and Necrons versus Necrons and Marines with that beautiful piece of forgeable terrain. Hammer and Anvil is the mission. I believe it's table quarters is the primary, and the relic, which we haven't even placed it on the table board. Here is our deployment. Long Fangs, Marines, race, all that goodness. Gabe, would you like to roll to see if you can steal the initiative? Almost, roll to 5. They do have turn, so end of their turn 1. Basically, they fired everything into the race squad, tried to get some jumps. Did put a wound on the Lord and managed to kill a Long Fang. Moving on to Gabe and I's turn 1. Okay, so the end of our turn 1, Gabe kind of peppered the squad back here, killed some more back here. We blew some guys off the front. My race came in, assaulted a Annihilation barge and killed it. Moving on to their turn 2. Alright, so Ron and Sarah's second turn, they dumped all the fire they could into that squad there. Managed to kill 1 from an arc. And whittled me down to 3 race and 1 wound left on my Lord. Moving on to Gabe and I's second turn. Okay, so my turn 2, Night Scythe came on. They blew it out of the sky with their interceptor. So my 5 boys are sitting over here. We peppered those squads and got into close combat over here. So we cleared out 1 squad. We're getting ready to work on the second. I got a feeling I'm getting a lot of shots into that race squad. Moving on to their second turn. Okay, so the end of their second turn? Yeah, that was the end of their second. Knocked off the Lord finally and took another wound off the Wraith, and they blew up my Annihilation Barge and killed a guy down here. Is it third?
I think it was third.
Oh, you had first turn, that's right. Yep, you're right, so it is your third turn. I lied, I'm sorry. Moving on to our... Okay, so end of 3. Gabe kind of filtered out that squad there, trying to get the gunshot out of it. Charged in here, killed some, we're locked, and we're getting closer and closer. Moving on to their 4th turn. Okay, so the end of their 4, Oberon and his boys came down to smack around Gabe's Marines. They broke and ran, but they're going to turn around and shoot, hopefully. He did finally knock down me to 1 wound left on 1 Wraith in that squad. And what am I thinking? The Immortals that were arming that gun are no longer there, so moving on to our 4th turn. Alright, so for our 4th turn, tried putting a melt into that thing to get rid of that 3-up pinball safe from, but did no luck. Basically, we secured the relic, threw some shots, didn't do much. Wraith still stayed in combat. Moving on to their 5th turn. Okay, so for their 5th turn, Oberon did try to charge into the squad, failed his charge, and he got a wound put on him from Overwatch. Gabe asked me to point this out. There are his Overwatch hits and wounds. So he rolled 3 6s and then 3 6s. We slap fight over here, nothing else. Moving on to our 5th turn. Alright, so the end of our 5th turn, we ended up putting every weapon into Oberon we possibly could. Killed him. He reanimation protocol and moved out of charge range. Gabe tried to charge him, but we do have the relic. Gabe, would you roll to see if there's a 5th turn or 6th turn? There is no 6th turn. That was a 2. Do you want to put that? Oh, you dropped it. So we're going to total it up and see how it goes.
We went out to find sponsors. Mechanical Warhorse gave us a really cool custom-made acrylic thing.
It's a 3D
trophy.
Yeah, trophy, thank you. And the winner for the Tank Busters with 9 tank kills is Tyler Menser. Is it really any surprise that it was Tao? Is anyone really surprised about that?
Hey, it could have been Eldar.
No.
Shazza relied on like 6 of those. So.
I think like 6 of those were drop points in my game.
4 of them were drop points.
So the next prize goes to the team that did place tops in every category, but actually on average was way up there. And that goes to Sean Ketro and Anthony.
You didn't win anything, but you were close to winning something and everything.
So we've got you guys 2 Flames of War starter sets.
We're hoping you'd
Congrats,
like
guys.
to try something else.
Hey, it's better than fantasy, guys. It's better than fantasy.
Hey, fantasy players, riot!
I think they're gone.
Yeah,
It takes only 2 people to flip a card, Brad.
they failed their charge.
Next is Best Sportsman. So this came out for the team, which I watched for quite a while in the last round. Matt and Aaron.
What?
Yeah!
So we've got some.
I don't know how you were nice this time. I mean, normally I want to kick you right where it counts.
So the prizes here, and it's really, especially after the last round, you've got some wreckage markers.
Oh, we need
And some chaos cultists, so you can join
Because
the
everybody should have somebody to follow them. We'd like to give you your first 5 followers to your new cause. They like me, they really like me.
no call venture.
I feel mentioned rigged. He told me, I said it's rigged.
I'm so good at pinking and baby.
And in actuality, just so you know, we're not letting anybody win more than 1 award. Except for maybe 1 or 2 of the smaller ones. If it's actually a trophy award, we're giving you the highest one that you could win. So with that being said, back to Josh.
So next on here we have best appearance and best theme. So in this case,
Come on, double do.
we had a really good team, a really good theme. I'm not sure if you guys saw what was floating around. Some people had some stories sitting out for their forces. Some people were dressed up. I know Josh wasn't here. But as far as appearance and theme goes, this goes to Dave Case and Tyler Menser.
Yeah!
With the Pal and Ultramarines combo. And I still say that librarian, should he survive your little story, will be joining the Red Corsairs anytime soon. Filthy Xenos lover.
Coloring powders to improve your appearance. Some all-in-one blast markers from Mechanical Warhorse. And then the most important thing, I will let you guys divvy them up when you get somewhere. So we have powered blade LEDs. So you can now weather your minis, light your minis, and complete that theme.
Awesome. Congrats, guys. Good job. Next we have is our best generals. So, beyond best overall, second, third, and fourth was 2 points away, 1 point away, 1 point away. So this goes to Ed and Gabe. These are two cardboard cases from KR Multicase.
With custom cut phones for your army,
There you go. Okay.
Brad, were there plaques for those?
they're gonna be.
Okay.
And last but not least, so you guys have seen the swarm running around for the past 2 days, and yesterday they took first place. So a sweep, shall we say, the Tyranids. Joe Coco and
Only
TJ.
because the orcs were not present. We would like to point out that the orcs would like to go ahead and crush the bugs and stomp them out as you guys have allowed to spread.
Best overall, Joe Coco, TJ. These are two aluminum cases from KR Multi-Case with custom cut foam inserts. Guys, that wraps up 40K.
No,
Oh, wait, no, we're not done. We're not done. Oh, yes.
Now, Fantasy will be getting awards, so if you want to stay
That's
around,
great.
there's open gaming allowed while we finish out Fantasy, so feel free to hang out, hang around. I'm going to be loading up a ton of stuff, so those of you with the, Dan, Cole, if you guys will give me a hand as usual.
So this last award goes to, and this was donated by Norm at Toy Soldier Gallery. You guys know Norm, you know how great of a guy he is. This goes to the best sportsman for the weekend. And we took everybody's tallies, and without a doubt, and I agree with this 110%, this goes to Matthew Hagridge.
Josh, come here a sec. I want you to get a feel for it. Give it a feel a little bit. Okay, you feeling pumpy? All right, now, you need to go out there and find the worst sportsman and practice.
Who was that?
Let me get away.
Actually, I don't know. To be honest with you, this event had the most run. Why we had to go to the final tags, Josh will back me up on this, is we're looking at the sportsmanship scores. And I did my best to use the old GW metric that used to really kind of weed people out. But either you guys are all a bunch of great sports, or man, you just like writing the number 10. But we had so many 10s, I want to say we could probably count on 1 or 2 hands the number of non-10s we had over the whole weekend out of every event.
So expect sportsmanship to be a little bit harder to judge next time we do this. Anything else?
Nope, just have fun, thank those of you who attend, and I hope you really rub it in the face of those who backed out, pulled out, or otherwise missed our best weekend in Johnstown.
Thank you, guys.